ready to rock and roll today? I'm back! Hi, Jimmy! How you doing? Hang on, let me get, Oh, it wants me to update. Frick. I did not see that that was an update. Okay, well, I guess I'm waiting for the app to update for a sec before I can respond to everyone. Yeah, I might not have, It'll be fine. Okay. Garden Warfare 2. Oh my god, that, like, legit reminds me, I have a book called, it's actually, like, right here. The Zombie Gnome Defense Guide. If you want Garden Warfare 2, this is a very fun book to pick up. It's, quite colorful and fun. And it's like, if you like monster guide books, it's very like, it's a fun, yeah, it's, the Zombie Gnome Defense Guide is a very fun, Garden War 2 type of deal. I'm actually thinking of, restarting the whole reading channel thing. I don't know if we'll ever finish Pride and Prejudice. I might hold off on that. I don't really remember where we left off, but I am gonna restart the whole reading channel thing, because, yeah, life. I don't know. I'm starting my villain arc, okay? These last couple months have been awful, and I'm gonna make it everybody else's fucking problem. I dressed up to restart my villain arc. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I've decided, I'm gonna start, but for now, we are going into Jamthir Wilds, which is the newest expansion. This doesn't feel like that, but this feels like... This feels like something event related. Hang on, let's go into... Where is story mode? No, that's not story mode. Oh, right. Flipperty gibbet. Okay, got it. Let's begin. Prologue, the Tyrian Alliance. Read the mail from Firstborn Dragonets. Hell yeah. Alright. Valiant, which is the Sylvani thing. I'm sure that it's, I mean, anti-heroes are also great. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather be a villainess. I think it's more fun to be a villainess sometimes. Villainous are, like, fun. I mean, anti-hero's fun too, I guess. Okay. Valiant, I hope this letter finds you in a summer breeze, carrying you toward warmer days with a path brightly lit. I am Firstborn Dragonet. Perhaps you remember me. I've been aiding the Pale Mother in leading our people. She heals still. The process has been drawn out, but I'm glad to report that color returns to her cheeks. She is quite weak and tired out, but frequent visits from the newborns raise her spirit. Her focus is always pointed toward the future of her children. This is why I am writing to you today, that optimistic but often naive promise of tomorrow. Despite the cold days that we've faced over this decade, something has happened, something that feels quite different. And while it's a curious motion, I hope it will be for the good of our world. Leaders have started speaking on even ground about our shared ailments and woes, our strengths and even our needs. I personally attribute this sudden action to the demons and their rampage on our lands. The Tyrian Alliance will be holding its first summit shortly. Let us meet and discuss a plan. Yeah. remember this character. I think it's from Living World Season 1, which was so long ago. For me, at least. I did want to replay that when they were having their whole, like, back to living... Oh, Season 2. Okay, cool. Or, yeah, whatever. One of the seasons, 1 or 2. I just don't remember. I did want to replay it, but, like, life's been interesting. I'm pretty sure there's a void gate opening down the street from my house, because I've been put on evacuation notice, like, twice in the past 3 months for fires that have broken out back there. So that's been fun, along with other things. Oh, it's down. Down, down, down. How far down? Ooh. Okay. I get confused. Okay, good. I got to the right waypoint. I get confused between Roan waypoint and the, like, Market Garden waypoint. To be completely honest. Let's see what's in store.
You've arrived. Dagonet, should you not remember the face.
The first one. The pleasure is mine. Have we crossed paths?
Briefly, at least. I was in Siren's Landing.
Oh, no, I do not want to deal with wet bread Traherne. Can we not deal with the wet toast?
Your haste is appreciated. Our kind come and go from the grove these days, but we've no time to linger. We've business to discuss, Commander. I would like to extend an invitation to the Tyrian.
This is also a little bit, like, strange for me. Because, like, one of my other characters' last name is Dragonet as well.
Sounds formal.
I'm gonna have to replay this on that character.
I'm not surprised. Our world's leaders haven't gotten together in a long while.
Didn't the last time they get together, like, they nearly all got killed? I feel like every time they get together, they nearly all get killed.
Something in us. I only wish that rousing happened sooner.
Yes.
You've been elected to the council unanimously, as you seem to have been involved in, well, quite a bit of this. Not long from now, we'll be meeting in Lion's Arch, in neutral territory.
Is it neutral?
Sounds like the event of the century.
It might very well be. That is, until we face another world-ending disaster. Got a few of those left in you, I assume. We've cowered beneath Mordramoth's shadow too long, and the worm is dead. Maturity is needed.
It's been quite a while since Heart of Thorns. It's weird that the Sylvari are still all hung up on that, but okay.
Queen of Creta.
Oh, and I have a thing, well, back to Lion's Arch. Alright. The court of Queen Jenna, Regal of Creta. You are invited. To the esteemed Pact Commander, it is with the highest respect that the founding committee of the Tyrian Alliance would like to invite you to our organization of trust and dignity. We hope for a brighter tomorrow after the passing of Su-1 marked a new era for Tyria. But something pushed back on that hope when a series of demonic attacks left our people and our homes in peril. Although these attacks have been recently waned, their source has not yet been discovered, and until it has, we are vulnerable. But from that vulnerability, something else was born: awareness. Leaders started speaking with the leaders' nations, once impaired by archaic rivalries, were suddenly allies, or on their way. Pain was shared as readily as food, and after we survived the fight against the Elder Dragons, surely the next threat to rise in their place would not stop us, and it has not stopped us. As leaders talked, we realized that it was time again to try our hands at unity. Not all will agree, and we certainly have our critics, but peace isn't made overnight. Thus, the Tyrian Alliance was formed. Commander, you've been a constant glimmer of hope in these times of ire. You've impacted each of our lives in immeasurable ways, and for that reason, you are invited to join us in Lion's Arch for a celebration of trust. The Alliance may be new, but with time it will become something truly admirable and productive. For Tyria. For all of us. Okay. I guess that was supposedly from Queen Jenna, but I kind of doubt it, just based on the writing. It doesn't sound like something Queen Jenna would have said. Alright, back to Lion's Arch. Yay! I should have just started in the Grove. I should have just fucking started in the Grove. They've been doing that a lot more, where, like, things start in your character's, like, home area. I don't think that was always the case.
What was your least favorite?
Yeah, it just didn't sound like... Queen Jenna's a little more down-to-earth than that. She literally doesn't wear shoes. Like, that's the kind of, like, down-to-earth she is. Alright, where am I going in Lion's Arch? Here's where I'm going. Just gonna teleport there. Also, I kind of thought Lion's Arch was pirate territory, not gonna lie. Like, the whole, like, neutral territory, after it's been attacked so many times, it doesn't feel so, so factual. Ah, yes, the guild headquarters.
Hold it. Name.
Oh, come on!
Over here.
Hey, Countess Anise, is it really you?
That you are. Didn't recognize the face at first. Fought alongside you during Scarlet's attack. Go ahead. Don't mind me, just being cautious. A lot of big names in this building.
It's a big job.
Yeah, usually. I feel like we're gonna get attacked. I feel like every time leaders get together, we get fucking attacked. Oh! Another Char character. This game really likes giving us new Char companion characters. Aw, thank you, Alfwin! It is so good to see you again! Yeah, it's been crazy last couple of months, but hopefully I'm back in it. Alright, who are you? We have a new Char character.
Anise? The roster is impressive.
Okay, I guess not a new Char character. I kind of blocked Icebrood Saga out of my memory.
Delegates and leaders are still arriving, but the turnout is impressive. My surprise is agreeable.
And nerve-wracking.
Everyone is comforted that you're joining us. You command quite a bit of respect here. Not all of us do the same.
I don't know if that should make me nervous.
You're modest.
Save that irascible demeanor for negotiations, Imperator.
Oh, she must be new then.
Go on. Mingle.
Or, yeah, it must be some sort of Icebrood Saga thing. Maybe she's from, like, Ash or something. I don't know. Or Flame. Like, Icebrood Saga was not good enough for me to retain that in my brain. Also, anytime Anise shows up, I'm always a little skeptical because of Anise's abilities. Like, when you have a wizard that can just kind of, like... When you have a wizard that can just kind of, like, turn into other people and, like, shape change and stuff, you always are a little skeptical. Ooh, paper. What is this? Office of Arcane Council, Research Disclosure, Counselor Ludo, Personal Official, Purpose of Research. The bottom of the sheet is covered in scribbles and doodles. Whoever filled this out was very, very bored. Hey, Ludo.
Council Ludo. It's a lot of paperwork for one Asura.
Couldn't get a single one of those old sacks to put down the gavel and at least try to make friends. Did send me with a giant pile of paperwork, though. That's what I'd like to call the Asuran hello. Nonsense. Most of it. Cantha is revealed. And if not for copying Asuran ingenuity, they'd still be decades behind. But we can't hide in our labs.
Yeah, I do wonder if there's a little bit of,
I certainly do hope that you are correct.
Yeah, I mean, Timey's a little different than most Asura, so it's a little hard. Oh, I can up that. Yeah, hang on. I wasn't sure if I had messed with the, see if that helps. Hi, Ella. I'm not sure if you are a scammer or if you are actually genuine. I hope you're genuine, but I've had artists try to rip me off before, and I'm not very pleased about it when it happens. So, forgive me if I become a bit skeptical. But thank you for dropping by, at least. Invitation to the Tyrian Alliance. To the Great House of Dominion of the Winds. It is with the highest respect that the founding committee of Tyrian Alliance would like to invite the Tengu of the Dominion. Ooh, does this mean we're actually going to get to go see the... Does this mean we're actually going to go get to see where the Tengu are? We've been like, okay, so there's an area. Part of me just wants to leave now and show you this area, but I'm like in a storied instance, so I don't want to do that. There is an area, like, in Kessex Hills and the Celadon Forest where the Savari are, that is like the gateway to the Tengu Dominion, but in all the expansions, we've never fucking been there, despite interacting with the Tengu and like teaming up with them occasionally. And so I hope to fucking God that this is like, maybe we're gonna go, like, to this area. Or we're gonna get some sort of sneak peek into the area of the Tengu. I guess, like, yeah, I mean, like, maybe we're gonna get some sort of sneak peek. Hi, Ghost Reaper! Hello again! So I hope the gods. Also, I see Kriya over there in the background. I'm like gesturing to it on my computer screen. You probably can't tell, but like I see her over there in the background. And I'm very excited because I love her voice actor. To the Great House of Dominion of Winds, is with the highest respect that the founding committee of the Tyrian Alliance would like to invite the Tengu of the Dominion to join our organization of trust and dignity. We hope for a brighter tomorrow after the passing of Suwon marked a new era for Tyria. But something pushed back that hope when a series of demonic attacks. Yeah. We've been to Nios. Also, pay the top tier hottest characters. Let's just go with that. But from that vulnerability, something else is born. Awareness. Yeah, this is kind of a thing. Yeah, this is very similar to the letter I received. So yeah, like I said, definitely not Queen Jenna. Just like, you know. Also, Bram, why are you here? They're really trying to give you an upgrade. Although, I think Bram's voice actor also voices, like, I want to say, like, a prominent FF14 character, like Raban or something? I don't know, I didn't clock that, or something else. I am feeling better. It has been a crazy last couple of months, but I'm feeling better.
Commander!
Hey, Bram!
He lives and speaks.
Yeah, they
Bram
keep
is
almost killing you.
representing Kragstead, acting as my own advisor.
Oh, hey.
I don't mean to gawk.
Gawk all you need. I went home for a while after. The whole thing was an accident. One day I'm patching homesteads and caring for lone wolf pups. The next time, well, here.
You, leading an entire village. I'm impressed.
He's modest. He proved to be the leader Kragstead needed, and irreplaceable while I've helped take on more for Newt. A natural leader. Oh, boy.
This is interesting.
Stop.
Okay.
I'm glad for you, Bram. Air would be proud.
Ooh, maybe not, maybe I shouldn't have said that. My character should have said that. Okay, so, Scardy Nutson is, as his name, Newt's son, or so the leader of Holbrook is, Newt, essentially. And Air's mom, because it's Air's son, was Newt's advisor before her passing. So it's interesting that Bram has kind of been taking on... It seems like... I'm starting to get hints that maybe they're kind of going for the next generation thing. Because Secrets of the Obscure was kind of their shift over from the whole Dragon Saga arc into a new arc. And it does kind of have feelings similar to how Dawn Trail feels for FF14, where they're throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks for the next kind of adventure. Alright, well, you know you're doing well when the bots come out to play. Thank you for sniping them down. Hi, Luna, what are you doing? It's not dinner time yet. What are you doing? Am I talking too loud? Hello, little one. girl. How are you? No, hi. I don't have anything. Oh, you're so cute. I don't know if you can see, but Luna's over here. She's just... What, are you interested in my gloves? Oh, you just want pets? You just want pets, puppy? Aw, that's cute of her. So it does, I do wonder if they're trying to... Secrets of the Obscure had a lot of people had, like, inconsistent feelings about it, and I get that. I think some of them weren't as warranted as some people think. I actually really like the Nio stuff. I just wasn't very fond of, like, the whole cult, not a cult stuff. Jimmy, please register that website and just don't, like, okay. Have y'all heard of the, Hitman for Hire website? If y'all don't know this, some guy made a fake website advertising Hitmen for Hire to, like, take out people, and people on the internet thought it was real and started trying to hire his services. So he turned it into a business where he now investigates and reports people to the FBI. But you can totally make a fake website into a thing of, like, yeah, okay, just the Hitman, it's insane, like total mad lad behavior. Oh, the Empress is here. That's cool. And we have more. I mean, we did get a lot of the Tengu and End of Dragons, but it's not the same area. See, Jenna doesn't wear shoes.
Hello again. It is a genuine pleasure to see a familiar face.
I do like the Empress and End of Dragons.
Welcome, Commander. I'm glad to finally have a meeting under less dire circumstances.
Oh, we're definitely getting attacked.
An Empress and a Queen. Dangerous combination.
Queen Jenna has been instrumental in Cantha's integration. I'm eager for these meetings to commence.
All I've done is make introductions.
With every trade organization and leader between the Shiver Peaks and the unending ocean. Such modesty. I'm hoping that today is productive. If
It is good to see Ayumi again. Ayumi was one of the options, Ayumi was one of the options to go on a date with in the End of Dragons things. I chose Yao because NB's got to stick together. But, Ayumi was one of the options to take on a date. So I do wonder how that worked out. Anyone who went on a date with Ayumi, let me know how that worked out. So, yeah, I do wonder how... Oh, Jenna's moving over there. But it does seem like maybe we're moving on to, like, the next kind of, I don't know, it will be interesting to see how Wives of Jamthir goes, because a lot of these, like, massive, studios, they do take inspiration from each other, right? So, like, Dawn Trail and Secrets of the Obscure were kind of iffy, like, not really iffy, but, like, inconsistent, because they were trying to figure out how to, like, move up from there. So, it will be interesting to see how this newest expansion, like, goes, because one of the issues people had in... I'm gonna do a whole deep dive into Dawn Trail later on, but one of the issues was, like, a lot of people felt like the Scions were there, but we weren't trying to focus on the Scions, and Guild Wars 2's, like, equivalent of the Scions, like, our group, wasn't really around in Secrets of the Obscure, but it seems like with Bram kind of taking over Air's position with the leader of Holbrook's son, who is supposedly probably, like, next in line, I don't know. Norn also, like, it could be next in line, but Norn also gave me the impression that they would just have some sort of giant battle royale to see who wins. Cause, you know, Norn are just, like, really drunk Vikings, right? So, he might be next in line. There might also be some sort of massive battle royale mode to determine who's next in line. But, which I really hope it'd be so funny if your character gets to participate and becomes, like, a leader in the Norn. Holbrook kind of thing. That'd be so hilarious. But, no. It's not gonna happen. But, so it'll be interesting to see, like, if we are returning to Far. Also, I wouldn't be against that because Marjorie and Casimir got married, or are getting married. Guild Wars 2, LGBTQ plus ally since before it was legal for gay people to marry in the United States. Gotta appreciate that. Marjorie and Kaz have been going strong, like the pair of badass lesbians they are. But, they are getting married, and I don't know if we're gonna go to that wedding, if that wedding's already happened. I think they kind of went on a honeymoon as well, so I don't know. But it would be cool to see them again. I don't really want to see Bram again, but it would really be cool to see them. Yeah, Marjorie and Casimir. Marjorie's like the necromancer with Campha heritage. Casimir's like the disgraced noble Mesmer. They've been dating, like, we're introduced to them as, like, the Sherlock Holmes characters. I think in... We've been introduced to that, like, you get introduced to them, I think, in, like, season 2 of Living World. They're, like, the Sherlock Holmes, they like, run a detective agency, essentially. But, like, yeah, they're dating when we meet them.
Sister. It's been far too long.
Hey, Keith.
Commander.
That's gotta be
I heard you've
Sylvari
been
only, because, like, Keith is your
Glad to
sister
see
if
you
you're
again.
Sylvari.
Keith is joining me as counsel. We've both a stake in seeing our people thrive after everything we've endured.
We have endured a lot of pain. How are you doing after Aureen?
Some days are melancholy, but she still guides me. I'm needed by my people. That has given me purpose.
That they do. Keith has been vital in our pursuit of healing. We've all experienced a bit of an identity crisis after Maguma. We're well on our way.
Yeah.
But we've problems to solve for yet.
I've no doubt we'll overcome.
Sylvari realizing they're basically the poop of Mordremoth is, kind of a bit of a jarring experience for them. Krisha, you're here! Oh my god, Krisha was like my favorite thing from Iceberg Saga was not great, but Krisha was my favorite thing. Let me see, confidential. Keen, it has been a long time, my dear. I really hope that that smile of yours is as blinding as I remember. The Queen sends you and Leone her best. While I wish I wrote on mundane terms, we have another favor to ask of you. Okay, so this is again about the demon attacks. Given our members' importance, we're seeking establishment located in neutral territories to hold our inaugural meet. Keen is... Maybe I jumped the fence a little bit quickly. When Kree, the paragraph swirls before your eyes. Okay, so yeah, some mesmer illusion. This last part's for Dougal's eyes only. Okay, so yeah, Keen is like... She's like the captain of the Lion's Arch Guard, if I remember correctly. She's like in charge of Lion's Arch. Like piratey. She might be a member of the Shining Blade too, but not... Hi, Krisha. I love her voice actor.
Good to see you.
Turning out to be quite the gathering, isn't it?
Certainly beats interrogations and trial preparations.
Banger.
Who else? We'll save that headache for opening remarks. I'm eager to put it behind us. Hasn't made things easy, though. The Dominion lives. Their numbers are just depleted.
Eager to hear more.
Yeah, it's interesting. Let me see if there's anything else paper-wise around here that I can kind of glean from. Sometimes things are hidden, and you do get achievements for finding all of the hidden things. So it is good to go searching for hidden things and talk to everybody on at least your first playthrough. Oh no, there's Keen. Okay, Dougal Keen. Yeah, he's like one of the people in charge. He's not like, what's her name? She's like, you meet her in the beginning of Path of Fire, but I don't. Honestly, there's too many names. I'm just investigating a bit because like if there is other shit, I want to be able to see if I can piece it together. Essentially. What's this? Is that's the area in Ore, right? Yeah. It's either the area in Ore or the area in Mordremoth. Interesting. But yeah, if you find a bunch of these little hidden things, you can kind of Can I talk to him? You're here for the Alliance meets. Are you not joining? Let them use the building as enough participation for me. Not huge on politics, but hey, I'm not arguing with the gifts they brought. Campton spices, dried fruit from Alona. Diplomacy has some tasty perks. More of a consolation prize than a perk. Hurry along down there, will you? Okay. Lions Arch Pirates. More of a consolation prize than a perk. Alright, let's go to the podium. Is this gonna be another, like, Path of Fire thing where I have to try to give a good speech? There's actually, I think it's an event in Path of Fire where you have to try to, like, unbrainwash some of the, like, students in this one building. And it's kind of funny, but you have to, like, plan your speech out carefully during the event.
I, Countess Anise, liaison to Queen Jenna of Kryta, call all representatives of
Gather all the
Tyrrhenian
notes in the
Alliance
meeting.
Council. Please, to your places.
What does that mean? Achievement eligibility, meeting the notes. Gather all of the notes in the meeting.
We've quite a
Oh
bit to cover.
shit! I totally
First
forgot
and
that was a
foremost,
thing. I
the
don't
pact
have a
and
tree.
order center
They're also not
requires
here.
Structural changes have them occupied.
Hang on.
But with that aside, the founding members have
Let's
come
get through
to
this and then
visit
I'll
us
grab
in
them
secret.
something to eat.
Affirmations of why we're here. As our mutually elected emissary, Commander, would you like to determine the order of operations?
What qualifies me to make that call?
You've had a hand in just about everything Tyria has endured since the retaking of Claw Island. We approve.
I imagine the Pale Mother supports this notion.
Sure, have at it.
Counselor Ludo is becoming my new favorite character. Everybody else is all proper, and Counselor Ludo's just like, yeah, whatever, I don't give a frick. Sure, have at it. Do I fucking care? This is why I love Asura. My main for a while on my, like, fire, I had, like, a firebrand Asura, but I wanted to be something a little more sexy. So I moved to, Sylvari. Okay, so this is getting all the notes, I'm guessing. Alright, let's get all the notes. Let's get the achievement. Let's discuss the state of
I
Sylvari.
am firstborn Dagonet. Keith and I have ventured from the grove to represent the Sylvari. The pale tree sends her regards. Her healing has been a slow process.
I mean, the whole
But her
cult, not a
spirits
cult
remain
thing,
bright
I don't...
and focused on our growth. Our people experience
Yes,
a
the,
deep wound when Mordremoth rose.
The area of British tree hippies is
fell.
doing great.
As a people, we have many questions about where we come from, what purpose we serve following the Elder Dragon's death. Who are we as a society? Many have decided to leave our home in search of these answers. Finding direction and purpose, that is our focus. As the pale tree heals, so do the rest of us.
Yeah, I guess we could go for the char delegation here. Updates on Banger's trial.
Krisha, Imperator of the Blood Legion, and elected representation from the Char.
Oh, I really thought she was Ash
I'd be
Legion.
lying if I said tensions weren't high at the Citadel.
Oh,
With
but-
Bangar's trial nearing, another civil war isn't impossible. Even behind bars, Bangar commands respect from his most loyal.
But the Blood
Although
region is the
weakened,
biggest of the char
the Dominion
delegation.
is still a threat. However, the Imperators are mostly aligned. Imperator Malice of the Ash Legion joins me today in support.
Okay, I was right.
Ephraim
She is
sends
Ash
his.
Legion.
You may have heard the
Ash
whispers,
Legion's my favorite, by the
but
way.
there
Little
are
sneaky
calls for
sneaksters.
another Con-Ur to rise. The Imperators don't disagree.
Oh,
But the
that
trial of Embers
freaking
will wait
sucks.
until we've decided Bangar's fate.
That's gotta be really
That
annoying
is our first
and irritating
priority.
and distressing. I hate when, like, since my, like, computer is, like, my, like, connection to the outside world, whenever my computer breaks, I, like, freak the fuck out, because I'm like, oh no! Sure, Cantha and the Asura. Ooh, boy, that's...
Counselor Ludo of the Arcane Council. I'll keep it brief. As you can observe, I am the only present representative from the Council. We are experiencing growing pains. Cantha's prowess threw us for a loop.
Oh yeah, the
I may
little
be alone in this
egotistical
thinking, but
gnome rock
about
people
damn time.
finally have to face the fact
For
that
a
they aren't
long
as
while,
superior as they
the
claim
Council
to be.
has lazily relied on Asuran Magitech superiority. We've become complacent, our research secondary. I, and a few others, have been advocating for a more productive integration into the global sector. No disrespect intended, but Cantha's advancements on our designs, well, frankly, it's insulting.
Oh yeah, the
Our
egotistical
knowledge
little...
is still unmatched.
An interesting choice of words. Know that I enjoy competition. In fact,
Oh
I
shit,
encourage it.
yeah.
As do
When your
I.
motherboard goes, it's like
My
everything else
first
just
significant
fucking...
mission on the Arcane Council has been to eliminate any restrictions on admittance into the Asuran colleges. Our next focus will be on global equitable information exchange. That's all. For now.
Yeah, Cantha and the Asurans are gonna have some issues there. Because Cantha is very, like, against working with people who aren't part of Cantha, and the Asurans are egotistical, narcissistic little shits. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. When I built my PC, I ordered a motherboard and it broke in transport. So, like, it was only half working. And I had to, like, completely order a new motherboard. It was rough. Yeah, motherboard breaking, ugh. I don't want to go through that again. That was not fun. It's not fun. Alright, what have the Norn been up to? Other than
I am Scotty.
drinking,
son of
getting
Milk White.
drunk, fighting each
Sense is
other,
best.
having tournaments.
Old man just can't say no to a good brawl. Expected to heal just fine. Just as our people are healing. Unsure of how to approach the spirits. How we can help them. If we can help them.
The Sylvari share in your pain. The Pale Tree. That's been a process.
Aye. Looking ahead has been our focus. Our scouting parties have returned to the far north to explore the villages and homesteads cut off from Holbrook for decades.
Yeah, that is true.
We've also got eyes on the sons of Svanir. Rather, what remains of them. Most fell with Jormag. Those that remain, broken, lost. If we can offer any rehabilitation, we will. But we won't welcome more violence to Holbrook.
I wonder if they're gonna pull an Icebrood saga and, like, kind of do the Flame Legion with the Sons of Stupid. Also, it is interesting, the Norn political system, because in the beginning of the game, especially if you start as a Norn, it's a little fascinating because, Holbrook is, like, a thing, but Holbrook is, like, the center where, like, the powers, but, like, the person in charge of the Norn isn't, like, it's not really, like, a state or, like, a government, per se. Like, there's a lot of little isolated villages and towns that they don't, like, police, like, or, like, that aren't really, like, there's not, like, a lot of unity in the Norn. It's kind of like, it feels more like a bunch of hunting villages forming an alliance for survival, rather than, like, an actual country or an actual, like, thing. I don't know, the Norn political system, and this is, again, one of the things about Icebrood Saga that really bummed me out, was I really wanted to explore the Norn political system more, because there's a lot of infighting in the Norn about wanting more support from Holbrook, especially in the, like, areas that have been raided or that issues have happened, and, like, Bram was really essential in protecting those areas for a while, and, like, when we first meet Bram, it's because he literally goes to Holbrook and is like, hey, we're getting attacked and we want support. And Holbrook is like, no, that would disrupt the political, like, kind of situation we have going on. So, it'd be interesting if we are getting more into the Norn political stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Char political stuff was also fascinating. But Iceberg Saga and Jormag really put into mind more of like Norn stuff rather than Char shit. So, like, I would be kind of interesting. It would be interesting if this is more of like unification of like a lot of the Norn stuff that's going on. I would be fascinated if we get more into that, because that's kind of not really been focused on as much as I feel like it should be. Let's see Canton integration with Tyria.
I am thankful to have met a few of you before. Queen Jenna has made many of these introductions. For those of you I have not met, I am Empress In of Cantha.
I like how straightforward she is.
A liaison in my stead, but I wanted to show the face of the Empire. Cantha's integration into Tyrian politics has not been swift.
Yeah, we did kind of just like crash land on their shores and then got put in jail.
Priority in the wake of the Elder Dragon event.
That whole scene with Goric is amazing, by the way.
But like all nations, an underbelly of resistance remains. However, I want to pull us from the murk and into the light. Cantha's technologies are vast, some might say superior.
Let's not do that with Counts. You're trying to be friends with the Asura. Let's not
share similar passions with our neighbors. Together, imagine what we could accomplish. While we are focused on diplomacy, we've had a secondary goal of enlisting archivists from across continents. Our libraries and history texts are woefully dated.
My queen.
Thank you all for your remarks. We gather on mutual ground as allies. For some, friends.
It's really difficult to tell if these two are swapped.
Alona and Cantha. We've endured much. But now, Tyria has the promise of tomorrow. The last decade was cruel, but standing united today shows promise that my father only dreamt of. However, it is not on kind terms that we gather. The Alliance was formed as a reaction to a new threat. Almost a year ago now, demons attacked our villages and farmlands.
I mean, we kind of dealt with that. Have we briefed these guys on the fact that, like...
An entire village burned to the ground. One attacked the grove.
Two, just outside the gates of Rotten office. They stank.
No casualties should be accepted. These attacks were calculated, I've heard. Our perpetrator? The Cryptus.
Yeah, okay, have we told... so we have not told any of them what happened in Nyos.
The more pertinent question, how did the Queen discern this information? Tone.
I've dealt with an Emperor's horde of petty banter, so I pivot. Queen Jenna, care to elaborate?
This information is as novel to me as it is to the Alliance.
Okay, so we have not briefed them on all the shit that happened in Nyos. These guys have no idea what we went through.
No hyperbole until the Queen
Oh, cutscene. That's interesting.
Enough.
Oh, hey, Ishgaren's here. Hi, Ishgaren. What are you doing here? Totally thought you did not want them to see that the...
Its endless parade.
I thought you were trying to keep hidden.
Your discussion?
Introducing representation from the Astral World.
Oh, so the Astral Ward is making its presence known. Is Zosha coming back?
Iskarin.
I apologize for my friend's theatrics.
And Frode, Warden of the Astral Ward.
Well, it's nice to see Frode again. I liked Frode.
Answers.
Queen, if you wish to leave with all your limbs intact.
Okay, take it down to Paganese.
All of you. And I thought the war bands needed to be there.
This is why Krisha is my favorite.
Indeed. Admittedly, I expected worse. Wayfinder, under duress as always.
Wayfinder. Ah. Should have known you had a leg in this race.
I'll try talking to them.
So, evidently, we have not told anyone the shit that went down in Nios. Also, I totally thought the Astro Ward did not want to be, noticed by Tyria. So this is interesting. Perhaps we have actually gotten through to Ishgarin about not being such a little elitist prick. This is going to be okay. I totally thought our character had briefed people. Oh yeah, so I was thinking of Captain Ellen Keel right here. Yeah, I was thinking of her last time. She's the person who gives you a ship to get to the area in Path of Fire. She's pretty alright from what I've seen, but we'll Hi, Devil's Cry! Hello, good to see you! Alright, Firstborn Dragonette. Commander, while I have certainty that my fair share of life-altering realizations, I'd like to know what this is all about. Should I be concerned? Yeah, no need to concern. The Asteroid have much to offer. Yeah, they might try to get you into their cult, though. But you're already kind of in a cult being a Sylvari, so who knows? It is Garn. I know that name from Garenhoff. But what is going on? Kel, call the line guard. No need for the line guard. Garden broke. Yeah, they're not. At least they didn't bring Lur. Lur's split personality would probably not be exactly soothing in this situation. I mean, okay, good Lur is fine, as Richik says. Bad Lur is, Who is Iskarin? What is Iskarin? I have never seen one like him before. It is the same with those Exalted who helped defend the Ares walls from Jormag. They both float. Iskarin is here like the Exalted, though he's here to help us. Yeah, he's not the same as that. Oh, hey! It's good to see the people from Path of Fire. I'm blanking on the name of that area. Oh yeah, Alona. I have a bad feeling about this. Who is he? Beings using such powerful and ancient magic have not historic. Oh yeah, because they're thinking of oh god, what was Lazarus? Lazarus and like Magni or whatever his name was. They're like similar to seers, but they're not the same. But yeah, they tend to be a little more like power hungry. Yeah. This time the ancient being is on our side. Iskarin wants to help Tyria. Well, Iskarin can be a little bit difficult to deal with sometimes, so we'll see. Commander, who are you and these strangers barging in? I want answers now before my fiscal. I'd like to see you try to land a punch on Iskarin. Oh, have fun with that one. I did go back to ESO briefly before Dawn Trail launched. I get really infuriated with the menu selection in ESO. It's just very, like, you know, like, why do I need to go through a bunch of different, like, menus to get to one thing? But I have been trying it again. Calm down, Scardy, these are our friends. Yeah, also, you're not gonna be able to punch Iskarin. Is this the same form, or is this a different form? Okay, same form. Cryptus, the Asteroid, and a seer, you knew about all this, and you didn't tell me? I mean, look, Zosha's kind of with them, and Zosha didn't have a great experience with the Asura after everything that happened in Heart of Thorns. So, I mean, look, I played ESO before Dawn Trail launched, and then Dawn Trail launched, and the graphics update was fucking amazing. And I was like, holy shit. Also, the fights in Dawn Trail, while they have been hard, while they have been difficult, they've been very rewarding. And so I've been kind of satisfied with the gameplay elements in Dawn Trail. Yeah, I think I prefer... So, here's the thing. Guild Wars 2 feels like an updated version of ESO. Like, and when I went back to play ESO, the more I played, I was like, oh, Guild Wars 2 definitely, because it came after ESO, and it definitely took what ESO did and, like, just made it better. Like, I don't know, like, Guild Wars 2 feels like, I think the people who developed Guild Wars 2 definitely took a lot of inspiration from, like, ESO, World of Warcraft, and then, like, when you get kind of later on, Final Fantasy 14, but, like, it is its own unique thing, but it feels like an updated, like, a more modernized version of ESO, but, like, in a good way. Cryptis, the Astro... Yeah, you would have more paperwork, Ludo. Isgarding is a seer, is he not? Navon has shared much of her historical knowledge with me. I would not have expected any seers still existed, let alone one might appear in front of us. Yeah, that is true. Navon is ancient. Navon was one of my favorite. End of Dragons in Guild Wars 2 is one of the best expansions ever. I'm sorry, it was amazing. Like, Heart of Thorns, not as great. Path of Fire, pretty good. End of Dragons, fucking incredible. Secrets of the Obscure wasn't that bad as I think a lot of people make it out to be, but I also think a lot of people like to just, like, hate pile on things instead of looking at things objectively. And I also think, like, once you get into Nyos and Secrets of the Obscure, it is incredible. Like, once the whole demon shit starts to really come to fruition, it's just like a slow burn. And once the whole demon shit really comes to fruition, like, holy fucking hell is Secrets of the Obscure fun. Like, being in the events in Nyos alone are incredible. Who do you want me to roast, Jimmy? Only one left. If you know of them, then you'll know he is here as an ally. Okay. I'm glad they brought Frode back. I wish they would have brought his daughter back too. I would have liked more character development between the father and daughter duo in Secrets of the Obscure. But, I mean, it's like, more character development between the father and daughter or hanging with Paitha. And, like, Paitha was hot. So, like, you know, choices, right? Lure. Lure has a personality disorder where he, like, splits in half, right? He can't, like... Okay, in the Astral Ward, what does Lure actually do? Like, they have this whole thing with the Forge, and him fixing the Forge, and him kind of telling us who the dwarves were, and, like, all of that. But, like, what does he actually do? You meet him and he's split in half, and his other half just causes more problems. Like, he doesn't actually help anyone. He's like, what does he do? Why do they keep him around? I mean, it's like he has tenure and they can't get rid of him, but nobody really seems to like him. No, he's not very good at exposition either. Because you meet him and he's like, oh, my other half is the one causing problems. And then he never elaborates. He doesn't even fulfill an exposition role. And he has a series of really bad outfits. Like, all the outfits of all his different personalities are horrible. And then when you finally merges, they're also bad. Oh my god, Ghost Reaper, that lives in my head rent-free. Although this lure is spelled like the Celtic deity for like storms and water, so it's actually like L-I-R, which made me really excited when I saw it, because I was like, oh, we're getting some sort of like storm powery thing, but no, he doesn't even have that. He just has a hammer and splits in two. I think Lure, ruler of Persei 8, has more power than Lure in this game. marginally, right? Like, he's at least getting some. Lore in Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure splits in half and then isolates himself in his room moping. Alright. Hi, Frode.
Always they'll ever be. Get to the point.
They thrive on the brink of chaos.
They've all endured enough trauma for a lifetime. Patience.
If we're measuring trauma in lifetimes, they wouldn't compare.
Okay, Isgarin, sit your ass down. This is why I was kind of antsy about Isgarin coming here. He's not always the most, like, he's not always the most empathetic person. No, he's not, like, empathetic at all. If I had to just, like, okay, so the Asuran, okay, here's the thing. The Asuran believe in their superior genius, but they can be empathetic. They can be. Usually when they're not, like, and when they're not enraptured in a project, they tend to be very empathetic. The Sylvari thrive off of empathy. The humans are, like, depressed, single people trying to make friends with the cats next door. The cats next door are warmongers who, despite not being, like, they have a decent level of empathy for warmongers, partly because they live next to the Norn, who keep getting drunk and wrecking their shit. So, and the Norn are very empathetic. Not super clear on whatever's going on with the Tengu. Kantha's pretty, like, they're pretty isolationist, but they're still like the humans. But yeah, Isgard and the Astral Ward, they literally, like, part of their process of gaining their powers is, like, not, like, forgetting their memories, but, like, basically putting their memories in, like, a second category, or, like, compartmentalizing their memories, right? So, like, they tend not to be very empathetic people until it's, like, thrown in their face, because a lot of them have gone through the process of, like, separating their memories from their power, essentially. The reason I'm so good at roasting people is because I have lived in a world where my only line of defense was verbal accusation. And I am gay. Comes with the territory.
Thank you for allowing us the time to speak to you all today. I apologize for the dramatic entrance. Again, I am Frode of the Astral Ward.
Frode. I've heard that name.
Yeah, he's probably lived for generations.
Shadow for centuries, protecting you from threats unknown and unlike the Elder Dragons. The Cryptus.
The source of our demon infestation, I take it?
Beings of the Mists who are no longer a problem. Not right now.
Well,
Our
not
way
until
father,
Patha
your
decides she's had
commander,
enough of
will
us.
speak to that.
I joined their fight. The Cryptus have been contained.
I wouldn't be surprised if some still attempted to breach our realm, but they aren't organized.
And Patha will punish
He
the
speaks truth,
ones
as the
that
commander can attest. Hesitant trust is advised. Isgarin revealed himself to me not long before he revealed himself to all of you.
The Cryptus are harbingers of what may come next from the Mists.
And you say they're no longer a threat, Wayfinder?
I've been to their realm myself. They've been stabilized.
Yeah, Patha, at least for now, won't attack us.
Bled into the veil beyond the Mists. You are... we are no longer shielded by her power. Every eye turned toward us in that moment, and likely more. We glow brighter than we did before. Tyria is a unique world, coveted by those beyond.
I do...
To summarize, our demons are Cryptus, and you two, the Astral Ward, are some sort of secret organization that fights them?
Not just Cryptus, but any intruder from another realm. We've certainly faced other threats that were not born of Tyria. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner?
Because Isgarin is an asshole.
I will answer all of your questions. But this is not the right venue.
No, Isgarin doesn't want to face the fact that he's a non-empathetic asshole.
Whatever this information is, I gather it's sensitive in nature.
I imagine the room needs a moment to reflect. Shall we pause and reconvene in smaller council?
After our councils have ended, I will speak with any of you. Whatever questions you may have, I will try to answer them.
He won't. I'm telling y'all right now, Isgarin means well, and he isn't a bad guy, but he's also not very good at the whole, like, he's kind of, he didn't get involved before because...
Commander, with us. We'd like to continue the conversation.
So you've met before.
Anise introduced us. Their friendship was just as much a surprise to me.
We sought another ally.
Well, Anise has people, because she's from the Shining Blade, which is another secret organization. So Anise has people within the Astral Ward. We've met them.
That inclination isn't wrong.
Well, actually, if you haven't talked to some of the people that are, like, optional talking tos, you wouldn't know, but, like, she has people who are affiliated with the Astral Ward.
Tyria is as blood in water.
And what exactly is attracted to that blood?
Any number of beasts and beings. I've no reason to think we're in imminent danger. But I suspect something draws closer.
And we all
Alright, Isgarin, stop being cryptic for 5 seconds.
Ready to help in any way we can. So you've numbers then? Some. Fewer after the Cryptus. We bled on the edge of that blade.
What do you propose we do?
Focus on your affairs. We'll get nowhere without some degree of control. Your nations are fragile still. Heal. Nourish.
Isgarin, I know you mean well, but you sound creepy every time you fucking talk.
Wise. On that side, I'd like to offer some information on the Isle of Jamthir.
Jamthir. A storm looms over that place. Blood. That is not a territory I wish to cross.
I don't expect you to, but we may find more allies throughout those lands. The lowland Coden.
I actually would like to know more about the Coden.
He left their territory untouched. Those are bonds I have not maintained.
I imagine there's more to this suggestion.
But again, it feels weird talking about the Coden without the Norn around.
Yes. Wayfinder, I don't think anyone here would be better equipped to help form these bonds. You are not only a representative of the Astral Ward, but of Tyria. Look around this room. Take it in.
I could support that notion.
I mean, so the Coden, I guess the Char's fine, because the Coden actually border on Char and Norn lands.
It's only kicking up dust otherwise.
I think you just encounter them sooner if you're playing Norn versus Char. But they do, like, their main area is...
our outpost and the human city.
Is, like, kind of...
The Queen's blessing.
Frostgorge Sound. It's kind of like...
And you,
in between... Yeah, in
Now
between,
is the
like,
time to
human and
fortify.
stuff.
The Countess will meet you in Divinity's Reach.
I mean, I'm not gonna say no to palling around with Krisha or Malice, though. So, like, if I have to choose between palling around Bram or Krisha, I am gonna choose Krisha, so I'm not that mad about it.
I've witnessed cleaner executions.
Krisha, I think I'm going with the commander to Jamthir. I feel a professional pull. Have little intel on that location, or these Coden, and it feels vital. Or intriguing, at least.
An imperator leaving her post to get her claws dirty. Care to steal my mate, too? Go. Be our eyes. I can cover for us.
I love Kree.
I'll see you there, Commander.
Krisha being like, oh, you're gonna leave your post Yeah, I totally get that. You want to steal my guy too? Ooh, yay! I want to know what mastery points for Jamthir would be. That's End of Dragons. Okay, Jamthir Wilds. All right, well we have to. Oh yeah, this is where we can get the Warclaw mount without doing World versus World. I'm down for that. I'm glad that they're finally giving us an option to do stuff without needing to do PvP. So that's nice. Lowland Coden, homesteading. Homesteading is the new housing. So they added housing to Guild Wars 2, which is part of the reason I'm really like, one, all classes now get spear. I think spear, access to spears. And then we're also getting, yeah, we're also getting the Warclaw mount. I do like that some of the newer expansions, like Secrets of the Obscure, added an easier way to get the Sky Skill mount, which has been really useful. And then in Wilds of Jamthir Wilds, we're getting more access to, we're getting easier time unlocking the Warclaw mount, so that's good. Let's see what we get loot-wise. Okay. Not bad. Alright, I thought that might be a gear chest, but I don't know if it's like universal gear this time or not. So we'll see. Last time it was universal gear, so like it kind of looked the same no matter if you were like light, heavy armor, or medium armor. But this time I don't know if that's going to be the case. Because it wasn't the case in End of Dragons.
Look at them over there. Can I assume they're scheming?
Oh,
No.
they're not
Counselor.
scheming.
Assumptions are very often incorrect. We'll have plenty of time to ask our questions. And I have some for you, as we were tasked. Before the Arcane Council, my research says that you were the Dean of Statics.
I am the Dean of Statics. If I dedicated all of my time to the Council, my brain would melt and drip onto the floor.
Talented and busy. You remind me of my sister. Say, you and I should plan a visit. We're supposed to be making friends after all. I would love to host you in our labs. I'm very curious to see how they stand up to such a precise eye.
Don't let your
they
sister
stand.
meet Ludo. They
I
are
would
going to
love give
bicker
you
and
my
resent each
assessment,
other.
Empress. And I'm also happy to waive my consultation fees in good faith.
Good faith indeed. I see you two are getting along.
Okay, Keith. Maybe stay around for mediator purposes, though. Aw, thank you, Ghost Reaper! That's so kind of you!
My people have recently begun early exploration of Dislana. The dragon brand is weakening, all these years later. Dangerous place, rampant with harpies. I don't see them helping us. Perhaps the Hecate?
I've only been to the ruins of Foreigner, parts of Corna. I should visit more of Alona.
Yes, go.
You
Leave
called
us.
Dislana dangerous. What do you mean?
Sorry, I should be nicer to
You've been
Bram.
the best tourist attractions, at least. You should visit. Dislana is taxing. Harpies are dominant, which makes it hostile territory. But my people used to hide in the mountains. We have records and rumors.
I just don't like how Bram's
Stones.
character gets
I don't
written a
know if
lot of the
anything
time.
beats
It does seem
this
like they're trying to
It's
make
worth
small changes, and I do think the small
Sounds
changes
like
they're
the
making are
greater
good
north.
changes,
Homesteads
but
long
there's still
displaced
parts
by
of it that I don't
Jorah's
like as
storm.
much.
No telling if there are any survivors.
We defeat the Elder Dragons, and this is our reward. The scraps of what used to be.
What was the whole thing? Gather all the notes. I must be missing some notes. I must be. I swear I got this one, right? Yeah. And then I got the one here. So what notes am I missing? Don't see anything here. I looked up there. There wasn't anything up there. Maybe this... I'm thinking of something else? Or maybe the game's thinking of something else that I just don't know enough yet. I mean, I'm probably definitely gonna have to go through on another character to unlock areas before things... Maybe this was the last note? Yeah, that's the last note. Okay. It's for the Arcane Council. It's just, like, crumpled on the floor, though. Alright, time to go. Let's see what happens. Or where we're going. I think this will, like, if like, I kind of suspect it's either through, yeah, Divinity's Reach is what I was guessing. Because I was trying to remember, like, I know we're gonna have to do some stuff with, like, the White Mantle, and they kind of go through an area of, like, outside of Divinity's Reach. But yeah, like, so the Coden, let me see, where is... Yeah, so the Coden live, like, here in Frostscourge Sound for the most part. You kind of encounter them in the Snowden Drifts, Fireheart Rise, but, essentially... Because the Fields of Ruin actually loop into Divinity's Reach, so that's actually a human settlement. And then as you go up here, it's like Human and Char. You go up like around, you're kind of getting like Human, Char, and Norn. But again, if I have to choose who I want to go, I'd rather go with Malice than I would with like, yeah, so like this area here, Lake Doric, I don't have it on this character because I didn't do that, I think Season of Living World on this character. But, Lake Doric is like the level 80 zone. I know, Bear Cub. Hi. Alright, it's dinner time, so I'm gonna feed the Bear Cub and Luna, which will be essentially giving them a treat because they're gonna get their food. I'll come feed them down here, actually. Then you can kind of, you can get their food instead. Instead of getting a treat, they'll just be getting their food. Alright, I'm going to get your food. Here. And let me pull out Hubert. For a second. Alright. Hang with Hubert, just for a second, while I get the dog's food. I know, I'm getting your guys' food. Hi. You're gonna come eat down here, though. Huh?
If we increase the sympathetic resonance, perhaps the power output can be boosted.
Bearcub, where are you going? I know. Luke, get up on the bed. Come on, up on the bed. Good girl. You're gonna eat up here. Bear! Come on! This way! Come on! Down here! Oh, Luna, your brother is not the sharpest tool in the shed. Okay. I love you, but sometimes you're a little scatterbrained. Alright, yeet Hubert away. Yeah, they're getting their food. Okay. Let's, get back to it. Alright. question. Oh. This person's name is Joe the Rogan. Alright. You do you. Is this... I feel like this is where I was supposed to go. Is this not where I was supposed to go?
How do you do?
Alright, no, this is not where I was supposed to go. Hang on. Oh! Okay, this might be,
Report any suspicious activity.
Where is this? Okay, it's not down here. Part of the... look, I love Guild Wars 2's, like, giant map situation. It's great. And, like, it having scales. I think for the most part it's done really well, with the exception of, like, the Nuok Hollows in, Oh, yeah! There's an Astral Ward portal and everything. That might actually mean we'll be able to get to the Wizard's Tower from here, which for people who haven't done the achievement that grants you, like, the permanent teleportation scroll, probably is useful then.
Prompt, as expected. Welcome, Commander.
Sometimes it's a little,
I've heard that Malice will meet you there.
sometimes the scalable maps are a little complicating.
Myself. Frode gave the Queen a proper tour. He'll be expecting you too. Though
I don't know what this... Oh, this is like the summer glam with some
their definition
exceptions.
of camp is sweet. I'm sure he'll be very comfortable.
If I've learned anything of the Astral World, it's to expect opulence.
You are quite
Fair
loyal
cup.
to them, aren't you?
You're fine.
How are you feeling about the mission then?
Curious to see how the situation evolves. I'm glad we're moving in the right direction. Tyria, that is. Jamthir is a mysterious place.
Yeah, so they released this, like, summer swimsuit edition for,
Not what I expected.
for one of the events in the summer, and now everybody's wearing bikinis.
And making allies requires an artisan. Oh, before you depart, do we prefer Wayfinder or Commander now?
Whatever you prefer, honestly. I don't know if you calling me anything but Commander would sound natural.
Old habits die hard, I suppose. Good luck.
At least Countess Anise is asking us what we prefer. That is nice of her. I do get concerned that Anise is not Anise due to her magical abilities, but like... Alright, unknown territory, moon camp. Let's go. I'm surprised we didn't get attacked at that meeting. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely an Astral Ward, Astral Ward focus
the guest
point.
of honor. Welcome to Moon Camp. Vanak, if you don't remember. Fought with you against the Cryptish and Omnitosh.
So you can actually get those glowing horns on your character. You have
The
to
Astral Ward?
basically gender swap, though, and have a
This is
certain
you
type
closer
of
to
horns
ground,
when you gender swap.
I volunteered to help with the integration. Long overdue.
So if you
that
see
we
people
got
with those
involved in
glowing horns,
creating
they're
a
essentially like transgender
Well,
char,
publicly,
which I
that
think
is.
is really cool.
Got a few things to atone for.
Commander, Vanak was just giving us the lay of the land. Dangerous place, Jamthir. Eager to scope it out.
I am as well. There's something about the atmosphere here that wilts my senses.
Sister, I wasn't expecting to see you here.
On Dagonet's order, he didn't go into much detail about the Pale Tree's status. And perhaps it's not my place to say, but her recovery has been slower than we expected. Some days she seems weaker than the day before. We search for a remedy,
Have you tried
The astral
fertilizer?
ward knows magic, and ancient magic at that. I'm hoping we can form a connection with you.
I do too.
Have you tried just getting really
And all
good
help
horse
is good
shit?
in these parts. Jamthir is a nasty place to get lost. But before you touch ground, Roan wanted to speak with you, Wayfinder. Seemed urgent enough to prioritize.
Right. I'll track him down.
Our neighbors are selling their house. They essentially sold it to the bank, so the bank is selling their house, but, Alright, I don't know where I'm going. I'm assuming they're, like, legit. Yeah, there are stairs. Okay. I'm making things more complicated than I need to make them. I was like, let's just jump off the edge, you know? Not like anything's gonna go wrong with that. Okay, nope, still not where I need to go. And that's not either? I just want to get a look before I don't want to leave the instance, I'm just curious. Also, what tier am I in? Have I, okay, I guess because I'm still technically not, like, have the zone unlocked. I don't have any of the masteries unlocked yet, but... we'll just kind of... I am really liking how this area all looks. How far can I go up? Oh, rainbow! Hang on, I saw a rainbow. No, you can't do that, game. Rainbow! Okay, I am liking how this area looks in... well, that doesn't surprise me. I kind of missed the... dude! If you keep doing that, Bear, I'm gonna have to lock you out of my room. Okay, where the fuck are these people? Oh, they're in here. Wow, I made that way more complicated than I needed to. I made that way more complicated. Okay. Hang on a second. Bear! Are you bored? What's happening? Okay. Dude. Alright, you're not allowed in the room. If you're gonna keep doing that, I gotta close the door because you're being too noisy. You know the drill. Luna is going to get mad at him for that. No, you don't get to come in if you're being noisy. There are rules. Oh, we got more records. Hang on. Town record 1069 AE. Is this like people who died? Because this is unknown cause. Ascalon, Gavril. Huh. Okay. Letter to Warden Frode. Frode, hate to report back with next to nothing, but most of our research on the Isles lived and died in Mabon's head. Yeah, Mabon was the other, yeah. And Iskarin has most of Mabon's journals set aside for himself. I'll see if I can work on that. Most everything else is code or scraps. I did manage to pull some information on a village called Gavril. It's fixed, or was, somewhere in the southernmost isle. The single town record we have in the library dated to... Okay, so that's what I just read. You'll never guess whose name is on it either. Saul D'Alicio. Doesn't that just brighten your day? We know that the story ended good riddance to the bastard, but it should make for an interesting excavation. At least this will be a fine opportunity to get hands-on with the area. First time in centuries the region wasn't explicitly under Mabon's watch. Didn't even take me. I'll send you whatever else I can find if I do Galrath. Okay, so Galrath is here. Alright, I shall hydrate and I shall stretch. I am stretching. And I shall hydrate. P.S. Appreciate the desk work. Not eager to make new friends after the last few months I've had. Sitting at a table for a few hours reading some books and then taking a long tea break is just what these bitter bones need. I mean, Gallows is like undead. Isn't he like the guy who's like in charge of like obscure, like not like obscurities or like strange causes?
Do you ever stop and take a breath?
I used to be in charge of Moon Camp before Levente named me Warden.
Why do I get the feeling there's more to this mission than outreach? Must be when the Warden is pulled from the sky.
You know us well. It's true. The Lowland Codan will be fine allies of Queen Jenna and the Tyrian Alliance. That is no lie. They know these lands better than most. Jamthir and the northern stretches are formidable. How much did you learn of waiting sorrow during your time in Omnitas?
Waiting sorrow as in your missing wizard? Very little, other than the fact that she created the Heart of the Obscure.
Oh, that totally skipped my mind.
I've never met her, of course.
I was not focused on that at all in Heart of the Secrets of the Obscure.
This must stay between us, for now. But we suspect that she's hiding among the Codan.
You want me to find her?
It isn't a burden on your shoulders alone. The Ward is here to support in whatever way we can. But, yes, we need you to.
Why should I find her?
She's very capable. For your own safety, expect resistance.
If she ran away from you guys, she must have had a good reason, right?
Between us, Wayfinder, all conversation about her turns Isgaran more conspiratorial than usual.
Then I'll keep my guard up.
Good. For what it's worth, Dagda doesn't agree with him. She was also Waiting Sorrow's closest friend, so there's bias. But that's all I've got, so I'll leave you to it. Get to know the region. We'll set out in search of the Codan soon as well. They've been known to homestead along the delta and the coastline. They'll build for 100 or so years, then move. Unsure of their exact position, but I imagine we're close. We portaled Moon Camp here to avoid scaring the locals.
Probably more subtle than flying it over the bay. Good call.
Stalwart Heart holds some
Yeah, considering the tower that was in Kryta for basically over three expansions.
I'll be here to guide you as I can. Ward's busy with the reacclimation. It's going to be a long process.
Guild Wars 2 is really good about, like, putting stuff in the world, and I don't know if they always have plans for it, but, like, putting interesting shit in the world and then utilizing that shit effectively. Like, the Astral Ward, like, the whole, like, tower floating out in, I just know it as Kryta, but I'll look it up on the map later on to, like, but, like, basically central Kryta, right? It's been there. If you, like, you see it in the base game, you see it in everything else, it's just floating in that area above the bay, right? And, like, they never really did anything with it, so people just kind of were like, okay, that's weird. And then, yeah, Secrets of the Obscure comes along, and we're like, oh, shit, they're actually doing something with it. Not to mention, like, kind of in the same zone, there's a big area with, like, the Nightmare, like, not the Nightmare Court. There's a big area with, like, the, like, oh, I'm blank. They're, like, sea creatures or whatever. But, like, and they do something with that in Living World Season 1. They're very good at, like, finding little things like, they put stuff in the world, and then, like, it seems like if there's interest in it, they eventually utilize it very effectively, which I really appreciate about, that. Like, I do think it's good that, like, they add stuff into the world. Sometimes it doesn't seem like they're gonna do anything with it, and maybe they weren't planning to do anything with it, but, like, they do utilize stuff that, like, people do seem to take an interest in, even if it's not something they've originally planned to ever do anything with. Maybe they originally had different plans for the giant castle floating in the sky, for those 3 expansions, but they weren't really sure how to utilize them, and they just kind of ended up functioning it into Secrets of the Obscure, as a different thing. Maybe they never really had plans for it, and they just thought it was a cool little thing that, like, they would eventually do something with, and then they were just kind of grasping at straws. Who knows? But the point that, like, they, like, have stuff that's around, and then, like, decide to utilize it is still pretty nice.
How are things with the ward?
Fine. Tense. Isgaran wanted to lock our doors and go back into hiding, but that's just not an option for us. We have 100 fractal inhabitants taking up residence in Omnitas, and I doubt they want to stay. They're sitting in a limbo of our making, and that's just one problem.
Are you going to get the Alliance involved? Probably a smart move.
I think we have to. Lear agrees. He strongly agrees. Iskaran's worried that the world will think us monsters, which is a fair fear, but our actions aren't above critique.
Alright!
I'm airing my angst.
Stay safe out there,
Suffered
Alfwin.
a few long nights, but we're moving in the right direction. Don't let me distract you.
I mean, the thing I think with, like, them using things, a lot of people are like, well, it's there, of course they're gonna use it, but, like, in the MMO genre especially, consistency in gameplay and world building is unfortunately not very common. A lot of MMOs, for the most part, they're trying to one-up each other with, like, showmanship, or the new best thing, or a new thing, and they forget kind of what came before, and lore-wise things that came before. So, having something there that's like a cool set piece that then gets utilized later on is actually, unfortunately, a novel situation in regards to MMO development. It's kind of the sad state of MMOs right now that we're kind of at the bare minimum of things, but, I mean, we've all been wondering what the tower is, and now we found out what the tower is. It's weird that we had to wait this long. It seems like a pretty big thing, but, I mean, it's a thing that happened, and it paid off, so it's a little bit sad that this is the state the MMO genre is in, but I have to give credit where credit is due.
He and I caught up and talked about the Coden. I'm not exactly sure where they're settled today, but they're likely close. Astral Ward research also says that they're a little distrustful of magic. We want to keep that in mind.
Sounds like we've plenty to strive for, then. We should get moving. I don't know this region.
I'd recommend taking it slow. When we call Jamthir treacherous, we mean it.
Okay, explore Moon Camp while Vonuk debriefs you on the region, and then examine objects in Moon Camp. Objects, huh? Map of Jamthir.
How big is Jamthir?
Huge. Practically in Kryta stone. But the deltas are considered a part of the Isles due to their climate and flora. It stretches far to the north, running parallel to the northern Shiver Peaks, as far as modern maps are concerned. The Isles and Bay make up most of the occupied territory, with some coastal regions lining the mainland. There is even a small human outpost on the Isles, but it's long abandoned now. Don't know a lot about it.
Not a good place to be, then.
That depends on your definition of what a good place to be is. I'm kind of excited for it. I wonder if, cause, like, Secrets of the Obscure didn't really... Oh, hey, look at that. And there's, like, that's, like, the Roan and Novus map. But Secrets of the Obscure didn't really, have a lot... I think there was only one thing you could tame as a ranger. So, because this kind of feels like a ranger-ish expansion, I wonder if rangers are gonna get more creatures to tame here. Cryptus Axe.
That's a Cryptus Axe. I recognize it anywhere.
Yep. Moon Camp operated in the area during the attacks. Abark's grunts were poking at something here. Never figured out what.
Given Jamthir's history, I imagine there are any number of things a demon could be drawn to. Not especially inspiring, though.
Yeah, it would be interesting. I am kind of excited to see how they handle housing in this game. We have been waiting a while for housing. So, like, but, like, they're giving us housing, which is nice. The spears and the combat stuff is a little disheartening. A lot of people were saying that. They were saying, like, oh, the lack of having new masteries and builds is a little disheartening. And, like, I get that. But I also get that, like, they might need to take a little bit of a break on that because for... here's the thing about content creation and, like, streaming games, stuff like that. A lot of people, they go kind of, like, you know, balls to the walls about, like, learning everything about the game and, like, maxing out their build and all this. And, like, people who play Guild Wars 2 hardcore are going to spend the time to read into their builds and, like, max out their builds. But for a new player or somebody who's playing the game casually, it's a little overwhelming. All of the build stuff, all of the weapon variables, unlocking everything, trying to figure out how you want to make your character. It can be kind of overwhelming to do that sometimes. And then messing with everything, learning what all the different variables mean, because it doesn't follow, like, typical game mechanics, with how stuff happens. Like, healing and tanking are not really the same in this game as they are in other games, because this game doesn't really have, like, a holy trinity, essentially. You know, you're kind of dealing with boons and stuff like that, rather than, like, health, healing spells and things like that. So, like, and I'm just saying this as someone who is a healer main for the most part, or healer support, DPS main. So, like, I do think that, like, I get, like, them being like, oh, we want new weapon abilities because we love the way the combat works, or we want new elite builds or new stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm like, every class right now has 3 elite builds. They have a variety of different weapons to choose from. Like, Warrior right now can pretty much almost do everything except for, like, short bows. Like, there's so many options to mix up and cycle between that the bar to entry, essentially, is getting higher and higher, right? And I do think that, like, they did add everyone gets spears now. Like, you can use spears on land now. I think that's cool because not everyone wants to do underwater combat, so having the ability to use skins that you've, like, accidentally unlocked for underwater combat, for land combat, is actually pretty decent. I get that. I think that's a good thing. I think taking a break from making a bunch and a bunch and a bunch of new elite builds for classes is actually not as bad as a lot of people are making it out to be, because I feel like a lot of the people who are disappointed by that kind of maybe have lost a bit of perspective that to be a success as a game, you need to have a broader appeal to people. And, like, yeah, Guild Wars 2 does combat really well. They do customization and combat really well. It's probably the closest we've gotten to, like, a multiplayer, like, D&D combat thing, right? Especially, like, I think 5e wise. But, it's more that, like, a lot of people who are not as used to MMOs, who start playing the game, are gonna get a little overwhelmed, and they're trying to limit the amount of overwhelming stimuli coming in. And for like, you know, and most people don't play MMOs hardcore, and I think that's healthy. I think there are some people, like, I play MMOs hardcore, but I am conscious enough of the fact that, like, that's not the reality for everyone else, right? And I think it's healthy to take breaks in between games and to, like, hop between different games. And I think Guild Wars 2 making the combat system more in-depth and more crazy and more, like, intricate limits that happening. And also, for a while in Guild Wars 2, this might still be the case, not as much anymore, I've kind of encountered, but when they were releasing these new builds all the time, there would be new metas all the time, and there was a very huge bar to entry for doing a lot of, like, end game content that I would run up into, where your build or your preferred method of play style is, excluded by the wider public, right? And I think that's stupid. But also, like, a lot of the people who are, like, super in-depth into the combat system, they have, like, sheets up with, like, percentages and things like that, and that's, for somebody who's just picking up the game and just wants to have a good time, that mindset is not feasible for long-term growth and sustainability. And, like, so I am not as disheartened or disappointed as some other people might be about the combat system. I just kind of want to, like, enunciate that because I do feel like someone's eventually going to ask me. So I kind of want to just get that out of the way. Because, like, yeah, I understand why people who do love the combat system and like all the customizations are, disheartened about it. But I also understand the broader approach, and we are getting housing. Like, I think Guild Wars 2, in basically making their combat system as in-depth and intricate as they have made it, have neglected quality of life things, or, like, downtime things, that the community also might need to thrive and survive, right? So I feel like them kind of taking a step back and focusing on shoring up some of the other stuff is not as bad as people are making it out to be.
What can you tell us about the history of this place?
Former home of the Mersat, and later the White Mantle. From my research, there's been very little activity in recent years.
The White Mantle worries me.
Aside from the Kodan, only
Those
a
are
few
pretty
other groups have
fanatical
called it
people.
home. Some centaur tribes, trolls, creatures that keep to themselves. And the Isles are another story. I recommend you read up on it. A lot of blood has been spilled here.
Okay, so I can't fully... Astral Notice 1610, or 610 AE. Restricted area Bava Nissos. Mabon and Niskaran have placed research restrictions on the Jamthir Isles in the city of Bava Nissos. Research may commence from a distance, but given the present Mersat influence and danger in the region, all travel to and from Jamthir must be explicitly approved by Mabon. Travel to the Isles themselves is prohibited. While the Isles themselves are considered too dangerous for ward interference, the mainland region within the territory are free for exploration as long as permission is granted and caution is utilized. A handful of peaceful, smaller societies live along the mainland coast regions and should be treated with the same caution as non-Astral Ward entities. I didn't realize there's a lot of Mersat influence here. That concerns me.
A lot of things come to Jamthir to hide from the rest of Tyria. That's why the Mersat built Bava Nissos here. Though, that place is all ruins and storms now. Hard to get close.
Bava Nissos? What's that?
Former Mersat city. Fixed in the middle of the Isles. Been abandoned for a long time. Don't think I'd want to go anyway. Mabon told me about it. Didn't sound all that hospitable. He went back from time to time. Memories, I imagine. Or guilt.
Interesting. It would be interesting if this does focus on some of the shit that because like in Secrets of the Obscure when we meet Mabon, he's like being corrupted by Cryptus. So we don't really get like a lot of actual concrete explanations from him or information from him. So it would be interesting if this goes into some of the shit he was into.
That's a Valraven, Talon. Nasty beast. The ward has little documentation, aside from a few first-hand accounts. When few travelers come through Jamthir, stay away from them at all costs.
I'm just checking some of this out, seeing if there's any other stuff that, like... I don't see any other achievement things here, so... I'm guessing I'm not missing anything. There are ducks here, that's fun. Look at the duck! Oh! No, they're blocking the duck! And a little cute ducky! Oh, it's so cute! There's more ducks in the little sparkly pool! I'm gonna have to take screenshots there. Okay, do I have access? No, I want mastery access. It's like your choices are either to fall. Well, I mean technically, yeah, your choices are to fly or to fall.
It's so quiet. Reminds me of Drizzlewood. Abundant vegetation. I wonder how much of this is edible.
Why?
Acclimating. Where to first?
Sounds like something to be determined by a wayfinder.
Oh, stop it, Kate. Stop teasing me. Why did you just... Malice is like, okay, new area. How much can I eat here? I kind of relate to that, though.
We should follow that stream. See where it leads.
Because part of the reason I'm very interested to see how if this has more, like, ranger things to, like, befriend, is because I am thinking about going back into Druid and taking another look at Druid. So it would be very interesting to me if...
Look at you. This is a very old tree. Imagine the stories it could tell us. Standing tall and strong, protecting the smaller growth.
Eyes up, Keith.
Oh, we got an ambush. What are we being attacked by? Wolves. Good times. Can't have an MMO without having wolves. This does give me, like, I'm from Northern California, right? So we have a lot of these very, like, large old growth redwoods. This does give me very Northern Cali vibes. It does kind of feel like I'm home, which is weird. But yeah, this, like, old growth redwood sequoia trees. If you've never been to Sequoia National Park, look it up. Those trees get insane. Oh, this might be a very pretty expansion.
This place. It's stunning.
Breathtaking. I wonder where the flow of water will take us.
Are we falling off a waterfall? Are we? Is this like a waterfall thing? The first kind of like major death I had, I think in an MMO that wasn't like geared for young children, was I played Lord of the Rings online, and I decided to see what would happen if I jumped off the waterfall. Spoiler alert, I died. My character died.
Watch out for the cliff.
And I found out there's an achievement you can get in that game for dying before level 5. What are we getting attacked by now? Okay. Oh, like griffins. Okay. Getting the vibes. Yeah, I don't think my DPS is gonna be as good here until I get some of those mastery stuff up. That gives me...
What were those things? Must be Valraven. Talons look just like the one Vinak showed us.
Also, I don't know if there's, like, other relics or stuff that's gonna drop through this expansion. Because relics were introduced in Secrets of the Obscure. So, like, but, like, if there's, like, there might be, like, better options in this expansion.
Is fascinating. And probably very toxic.
Ward, I need assistance now! Alchemy! It won't calm!
Treacherous, eh? Better check it out.
I'm guessing that's the Warclaw thing. How long am I going to stream? I don't know. The game is restarting in like an hour or so maybe at like the 1 hour mark I might call it quits. Oh shit! Was I not supposed to stand there? This is why I'm saying, like, the average person is not gonna have their build customized to be like, oh, I shouldn't stand. This is indicative of the average person. Yeah, like 2 hours, 30 minutes. So when it gets to like the 1 hour, 30 minutes. Alright, stay safe out there, Ghost Reaper. Really great to see you again. I missed ya.
Attacking on sites so close to a populated camp is concerning behavior.
Bet it has something to do with that distress call.
Reasonable take.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is gonna be like where the Warclaw thing, because like the snarling and stuff like that. Just an inkling. But yeah, the average player is like me, like stupid enough to stand in an area where I'm just getting attacked all the time, right? Like, we're not gonna go pick up a spreadsheet and look onto like
claw marks.
Other shit.
And from quite a large beast, I imagine.
Footprints and more claw marks.
Yeah, this is definitely the Warclaw
Chased them
thing.
away from camp.
Blood. We better hurry.
Anyone! Help us!
Come on.
Yeah, this is the new expansion. It's very like Northern California, like old growth redwood sequoia tree inspired. Although there's a moose, we don't have those. But hi Martins, how are you? I'm guessing this is like I am excited. Yeah, Warclaw. Hell yes. I 100% want the. I'm glad they're adding a thing to get the Warclaw map that doesn't involve World v World. Because I'm going to be completely honest, running around World v World without a mount is incredibly painful. This thing is fluffy and kind of cute, though. It's hard to take it aggressive with that cute little face. I would get eaten if I were in ancient times. I would walk up, I would 100% walk up to something and get fucking eaten. I'm like, oh, it's so cute. I would fucking die. Like a saber-toothed tiger would eat me. Who are these people?
The rest of you follow as we guide. The creature is vulnerable. Again, we don't seek to kill it unless absolutely necessary.
Who are you?
Outlander, use this salve.
Oh, okay. Stop attacking it. Tame it. Did I miss it? It moved when I did it, so I might have missed it. Okay, I think I just have to be a punching bag for a bit while I figure out.
Breathe.
There we go.
Who are you? Curious garbs you wear.
So this is going to be our new Warclaw mount. Oh, look at his face! I want to squish it. Squishy, squishy, squishy.
You is the leader.
Commander? I suppose that would be me.
I share
Oh, it's
your
Coden. I thought it was a
connection to
chart.
nature, Sproutling. I'd like to get to know you. I'm sure the Claw would too. The sun is fading. Wherever you traveled from, our village is likely closer. Follow. We've got a fire for you to sit by.
Thank you. We'll follow, but who are you?
Barbed Veil. Come. You can help us lead the journeykin to safety.
Oh, I have it
You
on a
must move
leash.
quickly,
Okay.
unless you want to lose yourself in the woods. Our nights have been far darker. The Valraven watch.
I don't think we've seen a grizzly Coden before.
Journeykin? You mean that wild animal?
Fascinating beasts they are. Came to us from far away. They need protectors.
It's enraged again?
Stay calm. Help it release that energy, just like last time.
And we've also got like a bee attacking us, so that's great. I'll take the cat over the bee. Oh, I moved back into the AoE. That was stupid. I'd be dumb sometimes.
As
It's
I told
okay.
you, Outlander, the salve.
Come on, buddy. There we go.
Again, keep your voices stable. Help it relax.
I don't know if attacking it is, but okay. At least we didn't get a bee this time, so that's good. I think I just accidentally AoE'd the shit out of it. For Secrets of the Obscura, I did kind of rock a very, like, AoE heavy build. But that's kind of like everything was kind of coming at us, so that's part of the reason why. Fortunately, being a passive-aggressive Signet Guardian, I think I can kinda just essentially...
Use the salve.
We're your friends.
Good, good.
Oh, there's like a bee and a wasp fighting together back there.
starting to think that it's enjoying this.
It could be. Let it release that energy.
That's interesting. I wonder if that's like something you can get the mount to do, like back up over something. I don't know, because like again, previously the only way to unlock this kind of mount was like world v world. So I do like that they're adding stuff that's not very like world versus world. Like they're adding multiple options for unlocking this type of stuff. But I wouldn't know if that's like an attack they could have. It'd be cool if that's the case though. I think the closest thing I can, like the sand jackals have a rush kind of thing. Or like a swipe, but... Oh, it blocked it. Yeah, it's got like some sort of like rapid backup thing. I don't know, because like again, like if you think about like the raptor, but you don't really like fight raptors. They're all pretty tame by the time you get to like passive fire. Okay, so this is our first kind of town. This is really cute. Okay, I'm liking this. I do like this, and I like the like. I really hope this, yeah, it does have a lot of like tameable creatures for Ranger. Because if I want to take another look at Druid, but like in Secrets of the Obscure, like there wasn't really a lot of reason to play Druid because there's only one tameable thing like out in the world. But this feels very much like a rangery druidy expansion.
And so close to camp. I was expecting a little more of a hike.
It's been a long while since we've let the outside in. Travelers avoid these lands, and for good reason. Not intentional isolation, that is. It isn't my story to tell, however, and we're nearing the pen.
Why is there a cabbage field? Is it just like cabbage fields?
To calm the beast.
What is it?
Food.
Okay, thieved barbs fails concoction to the... Hey buddy, you want to be my friend? Let's be friends.
Animals.
Yes! We finally have the mastery unlocked!
Only know a life of hunting, fighting for their food.
And we finally have the Warclaw mount unlocked. Hell yes.
And a gift is sometimes all it needs to learn trust.
But I don't know if it's like the Sky Scale where like you can't actually use it in other areas until you unlock other things, so we'll see.
A claw of the Coden that I've never heard of, huh?
Oh, and there's a skin we've unlocked for it already.
We found them in the forest, defending themselves against this one.
I'm glad you intervened before any lives were lost. Come, we should speak.
I do like the whole grizzly bear version of like the Coden. I do think that's good because we have like the polar bear versions, the grizzly bear version. I like the variation.
Interesting. I never thought Tyria capable. Clearly, we've plenty to discuss. Come. The village welcomes you.
I'll tend to our friend.
Okay, so if I do get on this, everyone has a different color. cool that they gave everyone kind of a different color war claw too.
Thankfully, you've stumbled into the kindest alcove in Jamthir.
Oh, there's a puppy! Oh my god, it's a pity puppy! Oh my god, it looks like how Maple used to look like. It looks like what so Maple passed away like 2 months ago. This looks like how she used to look. Maple looked like this. She looked like this kind of like pity bulldoggy puppy. Oh, that's sad and sweet at the same time.
Seems we have visitors. Rather unexpected in our keep. Welcome the Tyrian Alliance.
Tyria has allied? Amusing joke you play, leader.
Your skepticism is understandable. But given the severity of recent threats, Tyria needed to act fast. And unitarily.
Threats? Surely the strangers do not walk among all lands.
If you mean the creatures attacking from mist portals, I'm afraid so. We call them cryptus.
Ah, mist portals. It's of the flesh stalkers that this alliance speaks. Yes. As foes, they proved fatal ones. Lives lost on your front as well, then.
I'm afraid so. And allying proved the viable solution, finally.
Fear can be a supreme unifier or divider, depending.
Okay, it's kind of cool that we are hearing about stuff that we know about
This is why you
in
come
terminology
with eyes carrying intention
from some people we've never met before. That's kind of neat.
to join your alliance.
Who knows what other threats the mists might bring? Should that happen, we'll have strength in numbers.
I respect your good intentions, but need time to ponder its implications for our own. For now, that is my decision. At this time, I extend our visitors the opportunity to speak with our council members.
Okay. I guess let's start with the wiry lichen. Welcome to our village. What do you seek? Nice to meet you. What's your role in the council?
Hello there. Rai Lycan, humble lore master of the lowland.
I like the braids.
Long before our tribe came to inhabit Jamthir, we hailed from a sanctuary far in the north. In those times, we were led by two honored Coden, a claw chosen by the people, Alder's role, same as his mother before him. Also,
This is also giving me like,
she was
you know in
chosen
Wizard
by Kuda
101 when you go to
himself
Grizzleheim? This is giving me like Grizzleheim vibes.
ultimately proving her worth by the trial of faith. A trial that would prove both to her detriment and the tribe's. Mid-trial, nearly crushed by the weight of madness, she fled. Some call it cowardice. I believe it was the will to survive that seized her from the brink of oblivion. The same will our claw channeled in the trial's aftermath. Rather than risk ruin, he led the tribe south, to Jamthir. Given time, some Coden found themselves called back by the will of Coda, a call they followed to Or.
Yeah, that didn't work out for them.
Rest, our forebears, remain.
Nobody survived
It
Or.
is here, free from gods, tried only by nature, that we find our sanctuary. Well, at least, that's the speech I've prepared for the Cubs' annual history visit. I fear it sounds a bit rehearsed.
A bit, but, you know, sure. Okay, how about you? Deft Lahar. A Lahar is like, it's like a type of water formation, right? Yeah, what's your role in the council? I'm Deft Lahar, the homestead master. I oversee buildings. Okay, so I'm going to be talking to you later to get a home. Soaring Crest. Hail, fellow, and well met. What's your role in the council? You can call me Soaring Crest. I'm the master of agriculture on this council, so I also might be talking to you about the homestead thing. Okay, vast caldera. I like that. I know it's just like the game, like trying to signify. That's not what I wanted. The game trying to signify that their mouths are like slightly open, like bears. But it does look like they all, the little like pink coming out here, does look like they all are kind of like sticking their tongues like slightly out. It's kind of cute. What's your role in the council? I'm the council's hunting master. Okay. Graced by fire. The Tyrian Alliance, you say, interesting.
Grazed by fire, Journeykin Master. Apologies. My thoughts are occupied by council matters at the moment. If you find yourself with time to pass, my apprentice, Burning River, is out tending the village Journeykin. Tell him to give you some lessons at my request. They're fine creatures. I suspect you'll make fast friends.
Okay, that is the worst voice acting I've encountered in several expansions. And I'm not a good voice actor, but like that sounded way too like generic. Like that did not sound. Yeah, that's in. Yeah.
The role of Claw was taken, so I settled for a title more modest.
My son has some years before he claims such expertise, though his mind is sharp. Observing our council provides him practical education, instills discipline.
Poisero, son of Stoic Alter and Silken Weir. You?
Commander Wayfinder's probably more fitting these days.
Wayfinder losing their way in our woods. And now Commander. That has a strong sound to it.
Interesting, though. I do wonder if we're going to be getting some, like, father-son drama.
Seems our visitor also claims two names. We of the lowland drop formality with those we most respect. Right, Opie?
Yes, Pa.
I do like that they phrased paw like P-A-W. That's nice. Yeah, I get it. I'll let you have that. My, aren't you a spry adventurer coming out all this way? Welcome. Fading Aura. Oh, Aurora. What's your role in the
Fading
council?
Aurora, village healing master.
Aurora and Barb Vale, who you first ran into, are two of our newest to don the master title. Though, judging by their expertise, one would suspect them seasoned veterans of their respective crafts. Additionally, Aurora has fast proved an upstanding mentor for my son.
Currently working on the fundamentals of herbalism.
Save some praise for yourself, Alder. The previous Claw would be proud to see how well you're faring in the position.
The Claw Aurora speaks of was my mother. Feels both long ago and as recent as yesterday that she stood where I do now.
Though a few claw lengths shorter. By my coming of age, she barely made it to my shoulders. But her presence was grand enough to fill the room.
A true leader of Coden. Many have noted the resemblance. See a bit of her in
Okay, Poistero's voice actor sounds really freaking familiar.
You find yourself in good company. Hope you can make yourself at home here.
Leader, best we return to the planned agenda, pressing as it is.
Your concerns are sensible, braced by fire. Poised arrow. I'm afraid our discussion shall prove as stuffy to our guests as the air in this hall. Show them around.
But we've only just... A fine idea. As they enjoy the weather.
Yeah, there's definitely some tension between these two.
Alliance, I deem you welcome visitors for the time being. Feel free to acquaint yourselves with our town. Fortunate for you, the embers of our summer season burn brightest. May your time here pass well. I need
to change my glam. Now that we're, like, here, I feel the need to change my glam. Okay, unknown territory. Another mastery point, that's good. Alright, hang on. I don't know. Oh, this is okay. Lowland Shore. Nice. Okay. Before I do, yeah, I need to change my glam. Like just. Oh yeah, I don't. It feels very not consistent with the area we're in. Okay. I do need to go back and farm Temple of Ara again. I need like a couple more runs of it to like get the I'm trying to get like the chest piece and the leg piece from that. But it's not a today problem. All right. Where are the gladiator boots? Here we go. Then it's just coloration. Isn't it like off-white? There we go. Okay. Then just... let's see. Actually, this might be better. I don't know if I want to keep the back piece though. I might change that out as well or just hide it for now. What do I want to do for... Yes, that is what I'm using. No, that's not what I want. I want these ones. Let's see what I have that would kind of... I do have a, like, Air's longbow, which does feel kind of fitting. The Dragon Hunter's longbow is literally just like a giant antler, which kind of works well. No, no. It's like the Christmas longbow. You know what? Let's go simpler with the Dragon Hunter's one. I don't know. Let me check if I have anything that would work well on my back. Because I don't know if I have anything that would really, like... I'm kind of picky about, like, back skins. I have wings, but I don't know if I really want to do wings. I think instead I'm just gonna like hide my back real quick. Or if I do, maybe I'll just like mix up the dyes there and see how it goes. I think that'll work for now until I get more of a feel of what the expansion's going for and maybe see what the new gear dropped is. And then I'll kind of modify as needed. But for right now, this feels good. Also, I need to make sure... I just want to make sure my Jade bot's all good real quick. Okay. Yeah, for now, I feel like this will work. And then what does the skin for the War Claw look like? So this is the, okay, this is like the Jamthir skin. I like this. This is nice. It's nice of them to like give us a skin for that. Okay, I have show default dies on. I know that if I want to die, I have to go to dies, mounts. Everything else is like... But I don't know if I really want to go through that for... Because it's not the same type of skin. Those are... Because those are all like stuff through... Those are all stuff through, like, the just, like, game reward event tracks. I might change the eyes, too. I'm trying to be mindful because, like, my character does kind of glow. Like, glows pink. So... Alright, cool. What can it do? Pounce on foes. Nice. User a strong sense of smell to locate enemies and hunt for treasure. Alright. Chain pull. Damage enemies. Okay, so this is like from the World v World stuff. Throw lance at your target. Rapidly dash and evade attacks. And it looks like its idle animation is simply just to like lie down. So that's kind of neat. Now, I don't know if this is one of those situations where I can't use this unless I'm in this area. Like the sky scale, like, and like, so sky scale to unlock, you have access to the sky scale in Secrets of the Obscure, but if you want to, like, actually gain access to the sky scale in other expansions on all your characters, you need to complete the Mastery Tract. So I'm wondering if, like, I need to complete the Mastery Tract in order to have it in other areas. Huh. Also, it turns out there's actually, like, hearts this expansion, which is interesting because I feel like there haven't been a lot of hearts other expansions. Yeah, I was right. This is going to be kind of similar to the whole Lake Doriac Woodland cast. Yeah. So if I was playing this on my character that had all of this unlocked, that would all kind of tie in together. I might have to go back and do that level of, like, living world just to kind of make my map go together. I'm such a fucking completionist. Alright. I think that's going to be enough for me today because the game is about to, like, it does say the game will restart in an hour. So I want to be sure that, like, things are... Is that still on Pyre? Hang on. I want to be sure that, like, it's not. I want to be sure that I'm, like, not interrupting things to do that, and yeah. Alright, I might do a reading stream either tomorrow afternoon or Wednesday afternoon, evening-ish time. And I actually think we're gonna be reading, this is gonna be I have a couple ideas of things we could read. I might start with something small, like the Westing game. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that, but we might be reading that. Because it's not as well known as I think it should be, and it's actually quite good. So, but we might do that sometime this week if y'all wanna ever hop in for a reading stream. But I'm trying to get back into the swing of things after the couple crazy months I've had and fully embrace my villainous arc. So, yeah. As always, stay safe. You are valid and worthy. If you want more of me, You can find me on Instagram under Roan of Arc. I'm also on, I have a Discord channel and an OnlyFans. The links are to those below if you like sexy cosplay type stuff. I have a YouTube channel, so you can find old streams on my YouTube channel, or I do music videos as well, and just weird kind of everyday life things will get posted there too. So yeah, if you want to see me, you can always do those. And yeah, feel free to reach out. I am a click away, night or day. Although I might be busy, in which case it will take me a little longer to reach out. But always feel free. Stay safe. May your week be content. You are valid even when you don't feel valid. Bye, everyone.